This is a continuation of the reading I just did about reflecting and being reflected upon. So we're gonna continue. We stopped on passion. You have to have passion in what you do, or you're gonna burn out. So when I think about being reflected upon with passion, you have to know in your heart, do you want to do this? You have to know you can't let other people decide for you. That gives me very much people pleasing. People pleasing, it's very hard to step out of that because it's we want a validation from other people about a situation that they might not even know about. A situation that you you tell them, but you tell them only surface level things. That's why this passion card came out for this reading. Is because you have to have passion with yourself. You have to dig deep and find what's your purpose. You can't look at that. You can't look at outside sources. You have to look into yourself. So, yeah. Puppet. That also reminds me of Puppet. You are not someone else's puppet. You have to do this on your own. Everyone has their own journey. Reflecting is just a surface level. There's more to it. Reflecting, being reflected upon, and listening to yourself. You're not a puppet. So you have to dig deep and say, no, I'm going to do this my way. I'm going to speak up, fight, reflect, journal, type it out, speak it out. Whatever you do, make sure you do it from the heart space. Because when you reflect from the heart space, you see things clearly. We have this Mars energy. When I think of Mars, I think of Mars is red. I think of the root chakra. I think of, we had a lot of red in this reading, by the way. So I would say, like, your root chakra, work on your root chakra. We got a lot of purple, so your crown chakra or your third eye chakra. And we got a lot of green representing the heart chakra. So what all these cards remind me of is just being unsure about where you stand in a certain situation. So with this Mars coming out, it's like Mars, when I think of Mars, I think of action. So I think readings are timeless. So whenever you're seeing this, whenever you're hearing this, when I think of the Mars energy, I think it's, you have to do something. You have to take action. So, but let's go with, since Mars is red, let's go with this root chakra. Let's figure that out, because we have a lot of it. So, something stable. A foundation, a stable foundation, something stable, being secure. You have to, when you reflect, you have to be secure in your situation. You can't be unsure. If you're unsure, your mind will consume you. It will. And that's a whole nother thing you have to get out of. If you feel guilt or fearfulness of life, your root chakra is blocked. You need to get that out. And to have the root chakra in balance, you just have to keep telling yourself, you are stable in your situation. You have everything you need right now. All you have to do is put action behind it. Because I have this book. It's called Book of Magic. I'm reading off of it. So the first thing I see it's literally action plus intention equals magic. Action and intention is in this reading. Literally, in this reading, reflected or being reflected or reflecting on something is using action and intention. Because what we're doing is when we reflect on something, we're thinking about it. That reminds me of the manifestation card that came out. We have to think about something to improve something. We have to have an idea of something to make that idea come to life. That's that manifestation. That's that thinking, that mindset you have. You have to think about a thought to act on it. So action, I think what's going on is you have to you have to you have the thoughts, you have to put action behind it. That's what we're missing. We're missing the action. We're missing the action. Right now, the full moon's coming out here soon, so I don't know how that might reflect the energies right now, but right now it's a perfect time to release. So release all this root, heart chakras came up. Like, it's time to get in balance with your chakras. Start with the root, go up, or whatever you need to work on first, work on it. You have to do what's best for you. So, and you only know that. But when we look at today, it's Saturday. So give me a second. I'm looking for, it's in this book. It's challenges that you may face according to the day. And Saturn is, I know Saturday represents the planet of Saturn. So if I can find what I'm looking for, here it is. So the daily challenges you may face today's Saturday when I'm doing this, but readings are timeless. So right now, Saturday represents Saturn of the planet. Spirituality may be a obstacle. Overcoming obstacles, literally healing. And it's just, yeah, like, you have to heal what's going on, and I think the full moon would be really good to do that. So when I also looked at the challenges, I did see Mars. So Mars, going back to this Mars card, it's about releasing, breakthroughs, having courage and willpower, and that color is red. We already know that. So yes, so when I'm looking at Saturday and when I'm looking at Mars, I'm thinking about having breakthroughs to heal your energy. And it, like, I see this card, as soon as I say that, it's done. It's done. It's already been done. You have to tap into it. And this is purple, representing the heart. No, representing um your crown chakra and your third eye. Whatever you're thinking about, it's done already. It's been done, and it's done. So it's done. Whatever you want to do, it's done. You have to put action behind it. That's why that Mars card's coming up, because you have to break through. You have to have courage. You have to have willpower. You have to release those fears and that negativity, that negative energy. You might be feeling this at night because this night card's out. Or maybe you need to connect to the night, connect to the stars in the sky outside at night. Like I said, the full moon's coming. Maybe it's this card saying, go outside at night. Look at that moon. Manifest to that moon. That manifestation card came out earlier. Right now it's time to have hope. Hope, and it's done. They're both purple, representing crown and third eye. It's done. When I think of it's done, I think of the third eye. Like, you've seen this before. You know what you have to do, and it's just time to have hope and believe. 333. As I say this, 333 heart space. When I think of the number 3, I think of numerology. 1 is the thought of something, the thinking about doing something. 2 is the nurturing of that thought. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 is the action behind that. 3 is what came out of the action, the thought. And when you nurture the thought, you get an outcome, and that outcome's the number 3. And when I look at this 3, let's pull the 3 back up. When I look at the 3, I think of just doing something to just do it. Like this book, it literally says, you are tuning into the powers of the 3333, as the universe wants you to know that you are unconsciously loved and supported. Your spirit guides are always around you, and they want to communicate that they have your back. You may have a decision to make or a question to ask at this time. Feel free to ask for the guidance with your spirit guides. And this affirmation is, I am protected and loved. Yes. Literally, 333, this card and that message I just said, it reminds me of the heart chakra and the root chakra combining together. The root chakra talked about stability, us having a stable foundation, and the heart chakra is just about opening up, knowing that we are loved, knowing that we are protected. Yes. And right now, it's like, you have to make big changes. You know what decision you need to make. You just need to have action, to have a plan going forward. If your plan falls off, that's fine. Try again. Right now, you have to just keep fighting. That fight card came out. This is not going to be hard. This is going to be hard, not easy. No one said it was going to be easy. Maybe I'm talking to a light worker or someone that's healing. When I look at this card, I'm like, very healing, very, like, it reminds me of the sun, very bright, very vibrant, light. Like, with this card too, like, up in the sky, flying carelessly, doesn't care about anything. This card also reminds me of, when I think of flight, when I think of flying. And when I think of flying, I think of, you're just here for the journey. You're experiencing the journey. Yes, you have the destination, but you also have a journey to get to that destination. It is time to reflect on, should I do something? And I feel like this card is saying yes. But the thing is, with this card, the when I think of the negative side of it, I think of you're flying in the air and you're being careless. Yes, there's a journey going on, but I feel like it could also be a careless journey where it's like, as long as I get to my destination, it's fine. The journey could be rocky, it's fine. As long as I get there, it's fine. Like a careless mentality. No, you're supposed to be able to reflect internally and enjoy that journey, enjoy that process, because every process is a teaching lesson. So we have this receive card. It's also green, representing the heart chakra. When I think of receiving, I think of goes more about if you were called onto this video about being someone reflecting onto you. I think this receive card is what you needed, because being reflected upon, you're receiving something. So if I say, or let's say, your friend tells you something, and you're like, oh, I didn't know that was going on. This, and that. You're reflecting internally. They told you something to be that you have to go inside yourself to figure out, how can I move forward in this situation? And when you're being reflected upon, you have received a message. You have received someone else's energy. What you do with that energy is your business. That's what it's between you and your inner self. So another card that came out is look for alternative route. So when I think about this card and I think about the message of reflecting, is maybe you're reflecting wrong. Maybe you're doing everything wrong, and that's fine. Because look at alternative route. This also kind of reminds me of the Hangman card. Speaking of the Hangman card, we have this Hangman right here that's poking out my Hangman necklace. So when I think of the Hangman, it's like looking at something from a different perspective. It's hard to do that, because it is hard to do that, because when we look at something from another perspective, we're like, I can't, it's hard, I don't. We make up all these a million reasons why we can't, but there also reminds me of a pro and con list. If you make a pro con list, your pros should outweigh your cons. So when you look at this and you're like, I can't do it, I can't, you can, you just don't want to. And that's okay. Look at an alternative route. So if you're having problems reflecting, rather make a pro con list. Make your pro list make your pro list longer than your con list. If your con list is longer than your pro list, look at your con list and reflect on that. Just reflect on it. Cover it up. Cover your pro list up and just reflect on your cons. Go into depth with your cons and see where this is coming from. There's a lot you can work on with that. Don't even go to your pros. Don't even look at them. Focus on your cons, because those will turn the pros as when you focus on them. Your pros, they're pros for a reason. You don't need to work on those. You need to work on the cons. So work on the cons. Then reflect on your cons. I would say probably reflect between 3 days to 1 week. Go back, make a brand new pro con. If you're reflecting about the same thing, make a brand new pro con list. And then if your pros are longer than your cons, that means you alchemized, you changed, you adapted, you transformed your cons into pros in a week. or in a few days. If you can do that, that means, like I said earlier, it's an action versus it's action plus intention equals magic. The intention was you writing that pro and con list. You cover the pros up. If the cons are longer than the pros, you cover those pros up. You focus on those cons. You put action towards those cons and you make them pros. Don't worry about how you're going to make those pros. Worry about what you wrote down. Tap in your heart space about why is this a con. Write that down on a separate sheet of paper, or write that down in your notes app, or write that down wherever. Reflect on that, go in your heart space, dive deep into it. Of why. Why did you say that? Then once you do that, reflect on that for a few days. Then apply action. Realistically, this should take 1 to 2 weeks. And if you think it's a pro, you can put it down. If it's a con, and it keeps coming up and keeps coming up and keeps coming up, that's okay. Because everyone has something they need to work on. No one is perfect. Right now, it's time to clean. Clean your space, cleanse your energy, just clean. When I think of clean and being reflective or going into a reflective space, it's very hard to reflect and to think clearly when you have a dirty space. So clean, take a shower, clean your room, listen to music, do something, but make sure you're cleaning. Be still. It kind of reminds me of the same energy as stop, but it's like a stop. It's like a yield. So it's like, when I think of be still, it's like a yield. Like, before you move forward, think about what you're going to do. This card's calling you to think. Boomerang. When I think of this, I think of a song by Marina and the Diamonds, or Marina. It's Venus Flytrap. And that song has a lyric saying, whatever you give life, you're going to get back. That boomerang, that's what I thought of. That's what I thought of when I saw that card. This is also purple, representing crown and third eye. So I feel like whatever you're saying, whatever you're doing, whatever you're putting attention to, whatever you're putting your energy to, it's coming back. That could be good nor bad. So, and if we want good, but everything's not always going to be good, so at least we want good / neutral. It's okay to have a few bad spots here and there, but right now it's boomerang. Draw your boomerang. What this also card reminds me of is, it reminds me of when you walk into a mall, or when you go on a walk and you see a fountain, a water fountain, and you have a penny in your pocket or a coin, and you're like, let's make a wish. And you put your intention into that coin, and you flick it up in the air, and it hits the water, and it goes in. When you do that, you're putting intention. You're thinking about a wish that you want to happen. You're putting intention into that coin. You might not get that coin back, but what you'll get back is that wish you wanted. Or when we wish upon a star, when we see a shooting star, we wish upon that shooting star, and then we might not get that wish back, but eventually we're gonna get something back, and that's that boomerang. We're gonna get something back eventually, because whatever you put your energy to, that same energy is gonna come back, because energy can't be created nor destroyed. Energy just cycles in and out. So if it's high level energy, put it in, It's high level energy you're getting out. It's energy, it's output and input. Input or an output. It's the same vice versa. This star and call your name. I think of the same energy. This is blue representing throat. This is orange representing the sacral or solar plexus. I'm forgetting which one. But you're a star. You need to know that. When you're reflecting, know that you're a star. Whatever you're thinking about or reflecting about, it's just temporary. It's temporary till it's not. And that star's coming out saying anything you do is gonna be a good thing as long as you back it up and say it's gonna be a good thing. Call your name. What this is reminding me of is the movie Call Your Name. Call Me By Your Name. And it's also reminding me of call your power back. It's time to take your power back. Going into this new year, when I think this new year, I think it's time to take your power back. You have to reflect. The first thing is reflect on these two. Reflect. That reminds me of protecting your energy. That also reminds me of realign and adjust. That also reminds me of early in the reading, two people, places, or things. You have to protect your energy around people or two places or two things. Protect yourself and your energy. Call your name back. Call your power. Your name has power. You have power. You're a star. You have star power. Call that power back. Call your name back. Names are significant. Names are significant. If you keep thinking of someone else's name, that person is significant. Because there's a lesson that you need to learn from them. Call your name. Write down your name. Fold it. Hold it. Set your intention on it. Set your attention on it. Like we talked about earlier with the coin. Focus on that piece of paper until this is your name, by the way. You're writing your name. You're folding that paper and you're holding it in your hands and say, this is what I want. Say your name. Say what you want. You're putting your intentions in the paper. After you do that, write it down. Then fold it, hold it, do it. Say your intentions again. Then do it. After you do that, write 3 things you can do to put action behind it. Because right now, I feel like this reading, you have the intentions, you're just missing the action. We're just missing the action here. So I'm gonna pull I pre-pulled 2 oracle cards already to represent what guidance you need to know moving forward with this reflect energy, with reflecting on energy, with reflecting on yourself, with reflecting on situations, with being reflected upon. I pulled 2 oracle cards. And this deck is the Conscious Spirit Oracle deck. So the first card that's gonna come out is Archangel Raphael. So I invite Archangel Raphael to bring me healing and knowledge into my life. Yes, I think this is perfect for the reading, especially for reflective energy. This is reminding me, when I look at this card, this is reminding me of air energy. You could be a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius watching, or you could just have a lot of air in your chart. So when I look at this Archangel card, it reminds me of air energy. I feel like this is the light right here. This is the light you're capable of, and you see it's above his head. This is giving me crown energy. Like you have the insight, you have the clarity. It's just you're afraid to put it in action. And you draw upon him. So just say, I draw upon Archangel Raphael, guide me, support me, give me knowledge, give me clarity, allow me to reflect clearly on the situation or people or a certain thing or myself. What do I need to do? Call on Archangel Raphael. He wants to give you healing and knowledge into your life. And I also, when I look at this card, I think of um, that flight card. Flight came out earlier in the reading. He has wings. He's flying. So, and I also think about, this is very airy. This gives me a very airy energy. And in tarot, swords represent air. It's very fast. It's swords. It's a very fast energy. And we have this number 9. I didn't even see that till now. 9 in numerology is completion. This is talking about you need to complete a cycle. You need to complete a cycle. If this reading was meant for you, you need to reflect on a cycle that you're not completing. You're stuck in your head. That's what this card gives me. It's above your head. It's giving me air energy. It's giving me stored energy. It feels like you're trapped in your own head about a situation. You need to get it out. Your root, your heart chakra, and your crown and your third eye are being blocked right now. But this nine coming out is completion. Like, you're completing a cycle. You just have to dive deep. So, with another message is, with this card is, always remember to heal yourself before embarking on a journey to heal others. Healing yourself takes time. Reflecting takes a lot of time and reflecting. Just because the card said it on here doesn't mean, just because the card said it on here, heal yourself before embarking on others. I can see people already saying, yes, I need to heal first before I do what I need to do. No. No. That's not what it's saying. What I think it's saying is, you have to worry about yourself first before you can worry about someone else. You have to do the work yourself before you let someone else try. And healing takes time. You can still help people. What this card, I think what that message is saying is, don't overgive. You can heal and transform and help people. But always remember to heal yourself first. In healing yourself first, you have to put more energy in yourself than other people. What's this next card that's coming out? The Healer. Number 8 card. So we have, I am loving and compassionate and able to bring healing to others. So it's very interesting that this card came out, because the Archangel Raphael, that the message, there's more than I said earlier, but the message I wanted to take away from this is, always remember to heal yourself before embarking on a journey to heal others. That's what this card says. Healing yourself before you heal others. And then this card says, I'm loving and compassionate and able to bring healing to others. It's contradicting, but it's not, because I think this card should have came out first, because A, it's the number 8, and B, this card talks about healing. You have to heal yourself first. That's what this card wants you to know. So maybe this is, when I look at this card, I think of nature. Go outside, connect to the sun. Spirit, maybe you have a spirit animal as a bear. Whether you simply read about the subject or do a course, both will bring about further healing and greater understanding of healing in your own life. So I'm trying to get a message out of this card, a last message. But before you can begin to heal others, you need to bring about healing in your own life on a mental, physical, and spiritual level. To do this, you must connect to the healing energies of nature by eating fresh, organic, whole foods if possible. This is saying follow a vegetarian diet. You don't have to do that. You can choose what you want to do. But I'm going to continue. This card is also saying remove toxic chemicals from your body, remove toxic chemicals from your environment. Go into a beauty regimen, go into a beauty routine, go into your environment, go outside, treat your body with utmost respect, give it rest, exercise, and nutrients. When I think of healing and reflecting, I think of what am I not doing now that I want to do? Or what am I not doing that is getting me in my headspace because I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing? And with this healing card, when I think of healing, I think of do the best you can do. Eat right. Whatever you think is eating right, eat right. Exercise right. That's like, when I think of healing, I think of the three balances. We have your spiritual balance, your physical balance, and your mental balance. Once all those things are in balance, I feel like this is what this card gives off. Does it look like she has any worries mentally? Does it look like she has any spiritual worries? Does it look like has issues with her nutrition? No. Once all those things come into alignment, essentially you're healed. Healing is a mentality. So I'm gonna close that reading out with those two cards. If you liked what you saw and seen, if you like what you've seen and you want more, please like. I'm gonna be trying doing this every day, so yes. But closing messages. Everything I talked about is a reason why we need to reflect or be reflected upon. Think about reflecting. Also reflect on this reading. If something stuck out, write it down and reflect on it. Thanks.